Boston. Let's hear it again for Big Z. Come on. You know, for 7 incredible seasons, I had the absolute honor to play alongside Zdeno Chara. Side by side, full speed on this ice, but also in the very still, quiet, and intense moments over there in the locker room. I witnessed the greatness of Zdeno Chara, the hockey player. And when we weren't beating the absolute daylights out of Montreal, we were side by side at restaurants across North America, riding duck boats up Boylston Street, and solving all the world's problems as we walked through the North End to this arena on a game night. In those moments, I had the privilege to get to know Zdeno as the absolutely extraordinary person he is. So tonight, together, we celebrate number 33 on Garden Ice. This time it's forever. Joining Zdeno on the ice this evening are the cornerstones to his career and accomplishments. But I would be remiss if I didn't recognize a few other special guests in attendance tonight. He was the soundtrack for so many of Zdeno's iconic moments in a Bruins jersey. Some have called him a homer. I call him our homeboy. Please welcome Jack Edwards. And a group that is most definitely not known for its congeniality while in this building. Our teammates from the 2011 Stanley Cup team. Z is surrounded by some of his closest friends here tonight, our brothers. All of us were better players and better men because we played with our captain. But one's strongest support system is made up of those that are with you every single day, believing in you during the most challenging moments and celebrating your every achievement. Please welcome Zdeno's wife, Tatiana, along with their 3 children, Elise, Ben, and Zach. Well, when you watch highlights of his career, Z really did make it look so easy. But his story of getting to this moment is one of perseverance, dedication, and sheer willpower. Growing up in Slovakia, Z spent his early years wrestling with his dad. And probably some wild bears, too. It's true. Before he signed up for the sport of hockey in grade school. And as far as ice hockey goes, it's a bit late to the sport. And so like a lot of kids, he got cut from his local youth hockey team. But undeterred, and of course, he kept coming back to the rink and kept trying again. Z's Hall of Fame career is built upon the relentless spirit that was formed in those early days. He's used challenges and curiosity to fuel his personal growth, and it's inspired so many others, including myself. His career took him across North America and back again. Drafted by the New York Islanders in 1996, he's made his way to the Western Hockey League to play for the Prince George Cougars, way up in northern British Columbia, and that's where I saw him for the first time. What a first impression. He wasn't the greatest skater, but his work ethic was second to none, and he absolutely tossed around our tough guy like he was a toy. His influence on the game quite literally was impossible to ignore. His work up there in Prince George led to significant development, and by 1997, Z made his NHL debut with the Islanders. And in 2001, he was traded to the Ottawa Senators, where he spent 4 solid seasons. And finally, on July 1st, 2006, he became a Boston Bruin. Z's impact was immediate, effectively beginning a new era of Bruins hockey, donning the captain's C for all 1,023 games played for Boston. Zdeno established a culture that focused not just on winning, but respect, collaboration, and hard work. He set a new standard for what it meant to be a Boston Bruin. Now, I don't want to upset anybody, but I'm going to speak some truth. When I was traded to Boston in February of 2007, this arena wasn't as full or as rambunctious as it is tonight. As a matter of fact, I could walk through the neighborhood over there, and the Bruins gear was sparse. The Sox and the Patriots had their championships, and the Celtics, they were on the verge of theirs. It became obvious that respect in this city is earned. So Z began to lead meetings that became the underpinnings of Bruins culture. Our primary goal, to make Bruins fans proud. We knew we couldn't win every game, that we'd have some bad giveaways, and that even making the playoffs would be a colossal task. But we also knew what would make Bruins fans proud: hitting hard. Outworking every opponent every night, and always standing up for one another, no questions asked. Those are very easy words to say in a meeting, but to create that culture, demand adherence to those values for every member of the team, that takes incredible leadership. Zdeno made every player, from first line to fourth, believe that their role on the team was the most important. He never gave empty praise, but rather genuine appreciation of his teammates' contributions. We all knew our jobs. There were no exceptions or exemptions. Only the expectation that we work as hard as our captain. Or we at least attempt to. Z, I can do 5 pull-ups tops, and Tukes is maybe good for 2 or 3. He can do like 35 pull-ups. That culture, through his leadership, ushered in a reset of what it means to be a Boston Bruin, as a player, an employee of this organization, and as a fan. Over the course of his illustrious career, Zdeno was awarded the Norris Trophy, Mark Messier Leadership Award, made 6 NHL All-Star appearances, and still holds the record for the hardest shot in NHL history with 108.8 mile-per-hour slap shot at the 2012 All-Star Game. And that's with the stick from over 10 years ago. Like, come on, guys. One of them, they won't beat it. And legend has it, the legend is that when the janitors are cleaning up after a Vancouver Canucks game, you can still hear the Chara roar as he hoisted the cup after Game 7 and brought it back to you Bruins fans in 2011. But there was more to Zdeno's career than the honest accomplishments. His dedication to the community was equally as important as his impact on the ice, a trait he cultivated within the team. Whether it was delivering food on holidays to neighbors in need, or visiting children in the hospitals dressed up as a giant pink bunny. Z was more than a figure within the city. He became part of its fabric, part of what makes Boston so special. And he remains here to this day. I'm sure many of you have run alongside him on a marathon Monday over the last few years. Hot tip, slide in behind him for a really good draft. So my mom and dad, growing up, they taught me some incredibly valuable lessons in life. But probably none of them stuck with me more than when they said, you become who you surround yourself with. And while I never grew a single inch hanging around my friend Zdeno, they were right in other ways. Through the countless dinners on the road, the drives to practice, the locker room stall chats, I did become a better athlete, more professional, a better dad, and a better person. Z's greatness isn't just about the individual awards, his time on ice statistics, or even his Stanley Cup victory. Z's true greatness is the collective and consistent positive impact he has had across teams, teammates, and communities.